Captain James Walker stood at the viewport of the Defiance, his weathered face illuminated by the glow of alien stars. The human fleet looked pathetically small against the vastness of space, especially when compared to the massive Krull armada that loomed in the distance. 37 ships against 300. The odds weren't just unfavorable, they were laughable. The High Command sent us a message, Lieutenant Davis reported, her voice tight with controlled frustration. Admiral Ross says the 12th Battalion is sufficient for reconnaissance only and orders us to hold position until the main fleet arrives in 6 days. Walker's jaw clenched. 6 days. The Krull will have completely entrenched themselves on Harmony Colony by then. The other captains are waiting for your response, sir. Walker nodded and turned away from the stars. Tell them we're having a meeting, now. They mock us. Captain Rodriguez of the Swift Current said during the virtual conference, her dark eyes flashing with indignation, calling us the small battalion like we're children playing at war. Let them mock, Walker replied. It doesn't change what we need to do. Colonel Thompson, the oldest of the group, leaned forward. James, you can't seriously be suggesting we engage the Krull directly. They outnumber us nearly 10 to 1. No, Walker said quietly. I'm suggesting we do something better than a direct engagement. Lieutenant Davis showed them the plan. The holographic display shifted, showing complex orbital patterns around the gas giant Harmony orbited. Davis outlined the plan with precision, using the electromagnetic interference from the gas giant's rings to mask their approach, splitting their forces into smaller, harder-to-detect units, and exploiting a vulnerability in Krull scanning technology that human scientists had only recently discovered. They'll never see us coming, Walker concluded. Not until it's too late. Commander Krell of the Krull Defense Force was not concerned about the human vessels detected at the edge of the system. His people had conquered a dozen worlds in the past cycle. Humans were technologically advanced but timid, always waiting for overwhelming numerical advantage before engaging. The human fleet is holding position, Commander, his second reported. As expected, Krell rumbled, his scaled skin shifting to a confident blue. They fear us. They will wait for reinforcements that will arrive too late. By then, our planetary cannons will be operational, and Harmony will be ours. Should we prepare defensive measures against the human ships? Krell made the clicking sound that passed for Krull laughter. Why waste resources? Their small battalion is nothing but an observation force. Continue with the deployment schedule. The plan began 18 hours later. The 37 ships of the 12th Battalion split into 7 strike groups, each taking a different approach vector through the gas giant's dense rings. The electromagnetic interference played havoc with sensors, but the human ships had been specially modified for exactly this environment. Strike Group Alpha in position, Rodriguez reported over the secure channel. Strike Group Delta, ready, came Colonel Thompson's steady voice. One by one, all 7 groups confirmed their positions. Walker took a deep breath. Execute Operation Ghost Step. The first indication that something was wrong came when Krell's flagship lost contact with 2 orbital platforms simultaneously. Sensor malfunction, the technician suggested nervously. Then 3 more platforms went dark. Krell's skin paled to gray. Battle stations. Full sensor sweep now. But it was already too late. Human ships emerged from stealth positions all around the Krull fleet, striking with surgical precision. They targeted communication arrays first, followed by propulsion systems. Ship after ship found itself crippled, unable to coordinate with the fleet or maneuver effectively. Impossible, Krell whispered as the tactical display showed the true extent of the human infiltration. The small battalion had somehow penetrated the heart of his fleet without detection. Walker watched as the carefully orchestrated assault unfolded. Years of being underestimated, of having the 12th Battalion relegated to secondary missions, had forced them to perfect unconventional tactics. Every officer and crew member had trained relentlessly in stealth operations, electronic warfare, and precision targeting. Sir, Strike Group Charlie reports the Krull flagship is isolated and vulnerable, Davis announced. Walker nodded. Move in. Offer surrender terms. Commander Krell received the transmission with disbelief. His mighty armada was in disarray, with nearly half his ships disabled, without having fired a single shot in return. This is Captain James Walker of the Terran Defense Force. Your fleet is compromised. Your planetary assault force is cut off. Surrender now, and we guarantee the safety of your crews. How? Krell demanded. How did you do this? There was a pause before Walker responded. You saw what you expected to see, Commander. A small, insignificant force that posed no threat. That was your mistake. 3 days later, when the main human fleet arrived, they found the Krall Armada already in custody, their weapons offline, and their ships under the control of the 12th Battalion. Admiral Ross could barely contain his astonishment as he boarded the Defiance *. You were only supposed to observe and report, he said to Walker. Walker stood at attention, his expression neutral. With respect, Admiral, the mission parameters allowed for tactical intervention if a strategic opportunity presented itself. Ross shook his head in amazement. The small battalion. I'll never hear those words the same way again. Neither will the Krall, sir, Walker replied, allowing himself a small smile. As news of the victory spread throughout human space, the nickname that had once been a source of derision became a badge of honor. The 12th Battalion would forever after be officially known as the Small Battalion in recognition of their historic achievement, proving that in warfare, size matters far less than ingenuity, preparation, and the element of surprise. The legend of how 37 ships defeated 300 would be taught in military academies for generations to come, a testament to humanity's remarkable ability to turn perceived weakness into their greatest strength.